Hello YouTube, it's me, CinemaFan97, and today, I got a treat for you today. This is part one of a possibly four-part video series. It depends on if I feel like I have to do one for Cobra Kai Season 3 after that comes out. But for now, it's going to be three parts of a three-part video series called Defending Daniel LaRusso. And this is part one, and this is going to cover the original Karate Kid film, while part two will cover Cobra Kai Season 1, and part three will cover Cobra Kai Season 2. I just don't think, the reason I'm not covering Karate Kid 2 and 3 is because I just don't think it's necessary. And I felt I needed to make this video because it's for well over a decade now, the character of Daniel LaRusso has been demonized by a lot of people. He's been villainized by a lot of people. A lot of people have now painted him as the bad guy. And today I'm going to refute and debunk the idea that Daniel was somehow the real bully in Karate Kid Part 1. Okay. And there was that famous video, Daniel's the real bully, and I'm responding to a lot of the points that video made. I'm also going to be responding to some points that another video called The Life and Crimes of Daniel LaRusso, or Part 1. I'll put links to both those videos in the description. Okay, without further ado, here we go. Okay, example number one. Daniel, that it was wrong for him to butt into Johnny and Allie's conversation at the beach. Sorry, no, it was absolutely 100% justified. Allie had broken up with Johnny, and that means that if she didn't want to talk to him anymore, she didn't have to. Johnny had no right to just show up there and start harassing her and, turning, her radio off and then throwing it on the ground and breaking it. And once he threw that on the ground, Daniel thought, oh, I got to step in and be the peacemaker here. He has every right to try to be a peacemaker. Now, Johnny probably wasn't going to start punching Allie or kicking it. No, he probably wasn't going to get violent with her. But for all Daniel knew, he could very well have. So he felt, okay, I got to step in. So he picked up the radio, tries to give it back to Allie. Then Johnny swipes it out of his hand, and then he pushes it down and pushes Daniel down on the ground. Then him and Daniel get into the fight. Right? And when Daniel's down, Johnny walks through, he's like, what about you, hero? Had enough? Then Daniel sucker punches him. People are like, oh, he sucker punched Johnny out of nowhere. No, he didn't. Johnny approached him. Johnny started the fight. Johnny was still, although he may not have been hitting on anymore, he was still being aggressive. And he very well could have started. So Daniel did have the right to defend himself. But still, Daniel still ended up getting his ass kicked. And then when they drove away on their dirt bikes, they the sand, got on Daniel. But, okay. Okay, example number two. This takes place the following day at school. Daniel hitting Bobby. What happened was that while on the soccer field, Daniel was kicking his soccer ball. Then Bobby trips him. And then in response, Daniel punched him. They'd say, oh, now, was it necessary for Daniel to punch Bobby in this instance? Probably not, but let's not act like Bobby did trip Daniel. He did start it, so you can't say Daniel was the bully in the situation because Daniel, he didn't just punch Bobby for no apparent reason because Bobby had tripped him. Okay. Do you honestly not expect some sort of response from Daniel after Bobby tripped him? Seriously? Okay, next example. Oh, it was wrong for Daniel to try to visit the Cobra Kai Dojo once he saw it. Okay, well, no, he had every right to go in there and visit it. For one, he had no idea that was the place that Johnny and his friends were training at. And two, think about it, he's getting picked on by these guys who know karate, and he sees a karate dojo nearby, and so yeah, he's going to be interested in it. And then once he goes in and sees, oh, that's where Johnny's at. He's like, and then he and Johnny make eye contact, and Johnny has that big shit-eating grin on his face. That Daniel just leaves. And then later on, like when Daniel is riding his bike, he's riding his bike home. And this comes next one okay, this ties in the next one about Daniel riding his bike and that him being pushed by the Cobras. Okay, they go like, oh, Daniel was in their way and that they were just trying to send Daniel a message, don't come near our dojo. Are you shitting me? Are you seriously saying that's justified? That is not justified under any circumstances. I mean, once Daniel saw who was trained there, he got the message. Yeah, he obviously wasn't going to go over that place ever again. No, he wasn't. And Johnny and his friends, they pushed Daniel down that hill. Like they followed him. That was their plan. They had no right to do that. That was not justified under any circumstance. Pushing Daniel down that hill, that was so... I mean, Daniel wasn't even wearing a helmet. Like, kids weren't wearing bike helmets back then. And, like, Daniel, his head could have been busted open. I mean, he could have died. Like, so, no, that is not okay. Like, are you people shitting me? Okay, next example. Daniel dousing Johnny with the water hose. Okay, now, what Daniel does here, okay, yeah, it's not justified. Daniel, yes, it was a stupid thing for Daniel to do. But here's the thing. First of all, it wasn't really exactly his idea. He got the idea from Allie. Allie said, oh, I'd love to see Johnny get a dose of his own medicine. And Daniel saw the opportunity to give Johnny some karma. But still, yeah, it was wrong for Daniel to do this. It was a dumb thing to do. It was a dumb prank. But what Johnny's response was even worse. Now, what did Johnny do? Did he go tell a teacher about what Daniel did to him? No, he decides to chase him, and he gets his Cobra Kai buddies to chase Daniel out of the school. And this leads in the next one, that Daniel caused multiple car crashes. No. Oh, it's not Daniel's fault that those car crashes happened, when he was running away from Johnny and the Cobras. I'll tell you whose fault for those car crashes is Johnny and the Cobras. It's their fault because they shouldn't have been chasing Daniel. Okay? Just because Daniel doused Johnny with a water hose does not give Johnny and his friends the right to chase Daniel down and beat him up. What a good person would do is tell a teacher about what Daniel did. But nope, Johnny didn't do that. Nope, he and his friends decided to chase him down. And this next one, now this isn't really about Daniel. It's really more about Mr. Miyagi, but the idea that Mr. Miyagi is a child abuser for beating up Johnny and his friends. No, what Miyagi did is 100% justified. Johnny and his friends were beating the ever-loving shit out of Daniel. And even Bobby was going like, hey, Johnny, he's had enough. But Johnny and his friends were like, oh, no mercy, no mercy. Like, if Miyagi hadn't intervened, Daniel might have been killed. Like, Johnny was about to kick Daniel right in the head. I mean, that could have killed him. Like Daniel could barely even stand up at this point. So, yeah, Miyagi had every right to come in to defend Daniel. Okay, and then the next example is Daniel taunting Johnny at school. Okay, what happened was, Daniel and Miyagi, they went over to the Cobra Kai Dojo and they talked with Kreese, and they got Kreese to agree to a deal where Johnny and his friends were not allowed to touch Daniel until the tournament. And this was Daniel's way of showing Allie basically what happened. Going like, hey, sorry about the eye there, Johnny. Sure, okay, Tommy, you be careful not to step on any more buses, huh? Like, it's the only time we see Daniel actually taunt Johnny and his friends, and prior to the tournament, it was just his way of trying to impress Allie although it's also given Allie the wrong idea that it was somehow he who beat them up. But it was a very empowering moment for Daniel. And then, okay. And speaking of Allie, now here is another, okay, now this is not justified. Okay, Daniel harassing Allie at golf and stuff, like the night before the tournament. Okay, what happened was, like one night, Daniel like went to Allie's parents' country club, and he was supposed to pick Allie up, and then he went there and he saw Allie dancing with Johnny, and then Johnny forcibly kissed Allie, and that gave Daniel the wrong idea that Allie was cheating on him with Johnny. And so Daniel, not being open-minded, he just flat out ignored Allie for days, and just, so he just assumed he was cheating. He just assumed she was cheating on him. My bad. And, so he wouldn't even hear her out. So he went over there, and Daniel was a complete asshole in this scene to Allie. And then, like, once Allie left the scene, like, Allie's friend Susan knocked some sense into Daniel and explained him what happened. And then Daniel, he apologized to Allie outside, and then they make up and they kiss. And so, yeah, it was Daniel. Okay, this isn't really an example that people cite that much, but this truly is, like, the only time in the movie Daniel truly is being a complete fucking dick. This is really, like, was probably the worst thing Daniel probably even did throughout the entire movie, was just jumping to a conclusion about Allie and just assuming that she was cheating on him, like not even bothering to hear her side. But, but they made up and they kissed, so she forgave him, and it was all good between them, at least until Karate Kid Part 2, but that's a discussion for another day. Okay, the next point that people like to make is that Daniel's victory is not valid for two reasons. Like, number one, because he should not have been allowed in the tournament because he didn't have a real black belt, and Miyagi stole that out of the bag. Okay, I'm going to address this one. Okay, yeah, that does make Miyagi kind of a thief, but Miyagi didn't really have a black belt to give Daniel, and I don't think it was probably, like, I don't think it really was anyone important. I don't think it was from any, like, student or anything. It was just in the bag there, like, randomly. So yeah, and given the fact that Daniel was able to beat all the other black belts that he faced against in that tournament, he made it to the finals and won against Johnny. I think that alone that makes Daniel's victory valid. So, yeah, if he won that tournament like a black belt, so I think he earned that status. Okay, and the last and final thing people like to talk about, they say the crane kick was illegal. Bull fucking shit. It was not illegal. It was perfectly legal, and I will explain why. In the tournament, during the best around montage, we see, like, Johnny and, like, other Cobras kick people in the face and earn points. In fact, like, even Dutch kicked Johnny in the face. Okay, so, yeah, they said the no face contact, it means you can't punch someone in the face. Kicks to the face are allowed in the All Valley tournament, but punches aren't. The fact that other Cobras kicked people, including Daniel, in the face during that tournament, and that proves that the crane kick was perfectly legal. So, yeah, Daniel won that tournament fair and square. He trained, he learned karate in really unconventional ways. As he entered that tournament, he won in a match after match after match after match. Then he makes it to the semifinals. Then Kreese has Bobby injure him, but Daniel, well, no, he wanted to keep on going. So Miyagi fixed up his leg, and then Daniel fought Johnny in the finale, and and it was 2-2. And Daniel, he knew he had that the crane kick was the only thing he had that he could beat Johnny with at that point, and so he used it, and he won 3-2. Daniel won the tournament fair and square. Yeah, so yeah, he had every right to Daniel had every right to be like, I'm the boss, I'm the king, I'm the man, I won after that tournament was over. He won that tournament fair and square. Daniel won, Johnny lost. And the idea that, he should have been allowed, he's not a valid black belt. Bullshit. He won match after match after match. And I think the results speak for themselves. Okay? Daniel won, Johnny lost. Get over it. It's Johnny fanboys. Okay, that's all I have to say for this video. Part 2 will be done soon. So I want to say thank you everyone for watching, and I hope that that I was able to knock some sense into some people who truly buy into the whole he was the real bully horse shit. Okay? Well, anyways, till next time, I'll see you all in the near future. Peace out.